G'day guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about why this isn't the time to be fearful, but this is probably your biggest opportunity to create life-changing wealth in crypto. So if you like the sounds of that, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Now, what we can see is for about the past month or so, we've pretty much been trading sideways in this downwards trend for about 170 days. And from the top, we actually saw a correction of about 32%. Now, this isn't the time to be fearful because this is completely normal for where we are in the market cycle. And this is going to be one of our last big buying opportunities to really be able to accumulate these altcoins at rock bottom prices. Because while Bitcoin's down 30%, a lot of these altcoins are down 50, 60, 70% from their all-time highs. And you're able to accumulate at massive discounts. Now, this is completely normal. And I always say, when in doubt, zoom out. So let's take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart. Now, where we are right now in the cycle, it actually reminds me of where we were in 2019. So you can see here, we had our bear market. And when we finally broke out of our bear market, what did we see? Well, we actually saw a pre-halving pump here. And that move from the bottom was actually about a 350% move. Well, what are we currently seeing in this cycle? Well, we had our bear market here, and now we've also seen another pre-bull run pump. And this move from the bottom was about around the same, around that 350% mark. Pretty much the exact same move as what we saw here. So right now, I believe that we're in this period here where we're just seeing a corrective move because we just saw this massive run up in price. So the market needs a bit of a breather to set that new floor before we can really go and put in that next leg higher. Now, when we take a look at our Elliott waves as well, we can see a very clear Elliott wave structure. So we've got our wave 1, our wave 2 correction, and we've just had our wave 3, and now we're seeing a wave 4 correction, and our fifth and final Elliott wave. This is going to put us into around that 150k mark, which is where I'm projecting Bitcoin to hit. Now, where did I get this price target? Well, if we actually pull a Fibonacci retracement, a full Fibonacci extension actually gives us a price target of between about 200 and 230k. Now, do I think it's going to get here? No, I think that we are likely going to top out at the 2.61, which is just around 150k. So that is why I have my blue box here, my green box, as my take profit zone. And at these Fibonacci levels, this is where I'm going to be taking profits. And to show you exactly how well these Fibonacci levels work, if we actually pulled one from our previous cycle high to the low, it would have called the top exactly. And if you took profits there, you would have made a lot of money, which is why I'm going to be using that tool as well to predict the top of the next market. Now, let's have a look at some of our altcoins. So let's take a look at Ethereum. Now, what we can see here is Ethereum was consolidating within its accumulation zone here, so just ranging between this level. And what we saw is we actually saw a breakout, and now I've come down and retested that previous high, and we've flipped it into support. So this is extremely bullish because altcoins typically lag behind Bitcoin, and we can see this in the Elliott wave count. Bitcoin was on a wave 4 correction, but Ethereum has only had a wave 1 impulse and now a wave 2 correction, and we still have a wave 3, 4, and 5 left to go in this market cycle, which is why I'm extremely bullish on altcoins. And a lot of these altcoins are printing the exact same chart patterns. So you can almost pick any altcoin, and the chart structure is the same. So for Dogecoin, we had our accumulation zone in here where it was ranging sideways, and then we finally got a breakout, and now I've come down and retested that resistance, flipped into support, ready to put in that wave 3 higher. So these impulses are very clear, and you got to going to be excited because these coins are about to absolutely explode and we're going to make a shit ton of money. So going back to Bitcoin for a second. So where are we looking in the short term? Well, let's zoom in a little bit. So we've pretty much been trading sideways within this channel here. Now, do I think that was a terrible drawing, but do I think we're going to put in a new low? Well, I do actually think that this was the bottom. So I do believe that we are going to range sideways for a bit longer, but when we can actually get above this line here, and I'll just extend that out a bit, and we can actually flip that into support, this is when I reckon we're going to get that next big move into price discovery. Now, taking a look at the Bitcoin halving cycle for a second, one thing I want to show you, so I'm going to zoom out. So how long did it actually take us to break out in the last cycle? Well, this was our point of breaking out right here, where we broke the highs and we truly went into price discovery. Well, if we measure that move out from the halving, we can actually see that it was about 167 days, roughly. So where are we now? So right now we are only 129 days. So we're still exactly where we should be in the cycle because we're not really supposed to break out till we get to about 168 days, which is right here. I'm going to put a line right there. So this is the point, if we're looking at previous cycles, where we should start to break out around here. So we have about a month to accumulate before Bitcoin runs, and then your altcoins typically lag behind. Now, let's have a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Bitcoin dominance chart, this is the total percentage of market cap that Bitcoin takes up. So when this chart actually goes down, this is when your altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. But when the Bitcoin dominance is rising, this is where Bitcoin is outperforming your altcoins. Now, when we top and we see a reverse when the Bitcoin dominance, this is when our altcoins are going to absolutely explode in price. Well, where am I predicting the top to be? Well, let's pull our fib for a second. Now we can actually see that we have the golden pocket here at around 60%. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do make one final push up into that golden pocket before we start our altcoin season. So that's what I'm going to be looking for alts to really start running, because we know typically Bitcoin moves first, which is why we're going to get that first push up. And then once Bitcoin clears that 100K level, this is when the Bitcoin dominance is likely going to reverse and our altcoins are going to absolutely explode in price. Now, I want to show you guys one indicator that I'm going to be using to call the top of this market cycle. So guys, this here is the pi cycle top and bottom indicator. And what we can actually see is that this indicator has called every single top and bottom of every one of Bitcoin cycles perfectly. So going back to our 2014 cycle, when this purple line here enters into the red zone, it actually calls the top. So right here, it called the top of the 2014 cycle perfectly. And then down here called the bottom when it enters into that green zone. And looking through history, it's literally called the exact tops and bottom of every single cycle. So where is it saying we are right now? Well, right now it's saying that we're at this level right here. So looking at this line, this is putting us at a similar point to when we were right in this zone here for Bitcoin back in 2016. We're at that same level, and we're likely going to get one more push up into that red zone, which is going to push us towards that 100 to 150K range. And when we do get into this red zone here, this is when I highly suggest taking profits and cashing out of the market. And this is an indicator that I'm going to be paying very close attention to call the top of the market. But guys, that's pretty much all I've got for today's video. If you'd like some one-on-one coaching with me, where I can teach you how to trade and how to start investing, or if you'd like to purchase my top 10 picks for 2024, the coins that I believe are going to be the most profitable and make you the most money this bull run, you can message me on either Instagram or Twitter. But besides that, I'll see you guys next time.